Hi everyone, Caesar from Jacked in All Trades. Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be discussing philosophy. I want to read you all a passage from Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. But before I do so, I want to make some things clear. In Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, he's actually talking to himself, so the language is a bit confusing at times. But still, what he's doing is he is talking aloud, and his trusted friend and scribe is writing down the his thoughts and ideas. So what we're hearing is his thoughts to himself. So he's actually speaking aloud to himself. It is said that Marcus was about 40 years old, 39, 40 years old, when he began writing these dialogues. They are his quote unquote journal for himself. So now that we know a little bit about Marcus and his book Meditations, I want to go over what philosophy is and what wisdom is. Philosophy comes from two Greek words, philos, meaning lover, and Sophia, meaning wisdom. Therefore, philosophy is a love of wisdom. But more importantly, a philosopher is a lover of wisdom. Now, wisdom, simply put, is experiences over time. So the more experiences you have over a longer amount of time, the more wisdom you tend to have. Now, in mathematics, over can be seen as a fraction. So in mathematics, we would say W for wisdom. So W equals experiences over time. So wisdom is experiences in the numerator and then time in the denominator. So going back to math, the larger the denominator compared to a small numerator, the smaller the value for the W, or wisdom in this case. In contrast to that, the larger the numerator compared to the smaller denominator, the greater the value for the W, or wisdom in this case. So what I'm trying to say is that you can spend a lot of time in this life, but if you're not really experiencing much, you won't gain that much wisdom. Now you can also gain a lot of wisdom or a lot of experiences in a short amount of time. Imagine Marcus writing down his wisdoms over a 40-year lifespan, and then someone coming and reading his book in about a month. So what you just did is collect 40 years worth of wisdom and experiences and learned that wisdom in 30 days. So the gist of this little rant is go out there and let life experience you. Now, finally, before I begin this short passage from Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, I just want to say that philosophy, it's not set in stone. You can listen and read these words and really digest them and formulate your own wisdoms, your own philosophies, your own ways of living. What I like to do is I'll listen to what someone has to say. If it resonates with me, I'll keep it in my mind for a few days, maybe a couple hours, and see if I can express this newfound knowledge in the way I live or in the way that I want to live. So now let's get into Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. Book 5 or chapter 5 opens up with a passage that I'm about to read, which really resonated with me, and I feel that a lot of people could actually benefit from the words that Marcus had to say to himself. So, Book 5 opens up with a passage that reads as follows. At break of day, when you are reluctant to get up, have this thought ready to mind. I am getting up for a man's work. Do I still then resent it if I'm going out to do what I was born for, the purpose for which I was brought into the world? But this is more pleasant. Were you then born for pleasure, all for feeling, not for action? Can you not see plants, birds, ants, spiders, bees, all doing their own work, each helping in their own way to order the world? And then you do not want to do the work of a human being? You do not hurry to the demands of your own nature? But one needs rest too. One does indeed, I agree. But nature has set limits to this too, just as it has to eating and drinking, and yet you go beyond these limits, beyond what you need. Not in your actions, though, not any longer. Here you stay below your capability. The point is that you do not love yourself. Otherwise, you would love both your own nature and her purpose for you. Other men love their own pursuit and absorb themselves in its performance to the exclusion of bath and food. But you have less regard for your own nature than the smith has for his metalwork, the dancer for his dancing, the money grubber for his money, the exhibitionist for his little moment of fame. Yet these people, when impassioned, give up food and sleep for the promotion of their pursuits. And you think social action less important, less worthy of effort? So I would advise you please to go back and reread and re-listen. This passage has a lot of hidden wisdom. Really dig deep into what Marcus is telling himself, what he's trying to say. Now, if I had to sum up this short passage in a few breaths, I would say that what Marcus is saying to himself is that he must fulfill his role as a human being, as a man of action, as a person in this society. Now, I wouldn't go out there and advise you not to bathe and eat and sleep regularly. But what Marcus, I believe, is saying is that there are sacrifices that one must make in order to fulfill their role in this lifetime, in order to fulfill their goals and their aspirations. Just as animals do what animals do to help out their ecosystem, human beings should do what human beings do to help society. Yes, there must be rest, but more importantly, there has to be action. So, in Stoicism, which people claim Marcus to be a philosopher as well as a Stoic, there are four pillars that Stoicism is based on. One of those pillars is temperance, which is moderation and discipline. So, there must be a balance between rest and action. There must be moderation between the two. So some of the things this channel is based on are self-development, self-empowerment, as well as wisdom. So if you're satisfied with the way you're living now, then, by all means, stay the way that you are. But if you are not, and you want a better version of yourself, what I'm asking is, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to be that better version of yourself? What are you willing to sacrifice in order to do the things that you want to do? A reoccurring theme in philosophy is time. How are you spending your time, your most valuable resource in this lifetime? Hopefully you found this video useful. If you liked the video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. This will help me reach more people out on this platform and hopefully spread this information to someone that could find it very useful. Before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you that we don't experience life, life experiences us. Go out there and be great. Thank you.